A man found a strange object on the beach, but it brought big trouble into his life. Daniel was walking along the shore when he noticed something unusual, a large metallic object, half buried in the sand. It was rusted, with thick cables hanging from its sides, but something about it felt different. He brushed away some of the sand and quickly realized it wasn't from any shipwreck. It looked too advanced, too smooth, too unnatural. His curiosity took over. Struggling with its weight, he lifted the object into the back of his truck and drove home. He placed it in his garage, thinking he'd examine it later, but work called, and he had to leave that evening. When he returned, something felt off. A dim red light blinked from the object, casting strange shapes on the wall. This wasn't just some old piece of metal. Panicked, Daniel called his best friend Matt, an engineer who specialized in machinery. Matt arrived within minutes, his eyes widening the moment he saw it. He ran his hands over the surface, inspecting every detail. Then he found something, a small hidden switch. When Matt pressed it, something shocking happened. The object let out a low hum. The red light began to pulse faster, spreading across its surface like veins of energy. A soft vibration shook the garage floor. Daniel took a step back, his breath heavy. Within moments, a panel on the side slid open with a mechanical hiss. Inside was a complex network of glowing circuits and wires, pulsing in a rhythmic pattern. Matt leaned in, studying the design. It was unlike anything he'd ever seen. The technology looked far beyond anything made by human hands. As they stood frozen, the humming grew louder. The air inside the garage felt charged, like a storm was about to break. Then, within 5 minutes, a sharp knock came at the door. Daniel turned, his stomach twisting. Through the garage window, he saw shadows moving. The knock turned into pounding. He opened the door slightly, and his heart nearly stopped. 3 men in black suits and dark sunglasses stood there. Their faces were unreadable. The tallest one held up a badge, though it had no name, no visible organization. Without hesitation, he spoke in a calm but firm tone, saying they needed to come inside immediately. Matt and Daniel exchanged a glance, unsure of what to do. But before they could answer, the men stepped forward, forcing their way into the garage. They moved straight toward the object, ignoring the 2 friends entirely. One of the men pulled out a small device and pointed it at the glowing machine. A soft beep filled the air. He turned to his colleagues and nodded. "This is it," he said. Daniel's chest tightened. These men knew exactly what the object was. Before he could speak, the man in charge turned to him and warned that the object was classified and should never have been removed from its location. Then he demanded to know if anyone else had seen it. Matt hesitated, then asked, "What is it?" The man didn't answer. Instead, he signaled to his team. They moved swiftly. One of them pulled a small black case from his pocket and pressed a button. Instantly, the red glow faded and the hum stopped. It had been shut down. Without another word, the men lifted the object and carried it out of the garage. A black van was waiting outside, its engine already running. They loaded the object inside and secured the doors. Daniel and Matt stood there speechless. One of the men turned back to them and gave a final warning. "Forget what you saw." Then, without another word, the van sped off into the night, leaving behind only silence.